guys, what's up? I have been working with coaches and freelancers, online service providers in general for the last 2 years very intimately, and there are some mistakes that I see beginner solopreneurs making all the time that are just so easily fixable, that are going to make a huge difference in your business, and that are going to get you from the side hustle 1 to 2 clients struggling to know where the next one's going to come from, all the way to 5K months up until your 10K months, at which point there are different strategies you'll probably need to use to scale. But in this video, we're going to bring it back to 5 things that need to be ironed out, mastered, and understood in the beginning of your business as an online coach or an online service provider so that you can thrive. All right, so number 1 is having a confusing offer suite. Your offer suite is all of the offers that you have, all of the packages that you sell in your business. Where I see freelancers specifically getting really tripped up with this is having multiple variables change between package 1, 2, and 3. So if package 1 is a social media management package and it's 4 to 5 posts a week on 2 platforms, and then package 2 is 5 to 6 posts a week on 3 platforms, you've changed 2 different things. So now it's more platforms and more posts, which obviously means a higher charge, but maybe the client just wants more posts, or maybe they just need more platforms, so it doesn't really make sense to change a bunch of variables. So when you are building your offer suite from the lowest package to your medium to your high one, make sure that it is just one core thing, more or less changing, and if there's other elements that you want to bring into your package, they could probably be suggested as an add-on. We really don't want to be confusing our potential customers, so everything should be super clear, and when you are creating these packages, make sure it is in the client's words and what they understand that they need, plus some of those things that are nuances in your industry that you know they need, which require some client education in order to explain to them why it is important to have that in your package. Another thing when it comes to your offer suite, you probably want to build your most popular offer as your middle offer, and then you have an upsell opportunity and a downsell opportunity. So when you're marketing this, you can let people know this is the main package, this is what most people choose, but if a client really cannot afford this, then at least you have somewhere to sell them down into, and if they're ready and excited and ready for something bigger or some more intense support, then there is a direction for you to move them in as well. In this explanation, you might have noticed that I am referencing offer suites that have 3 offers. So this is a nice easy number so that everything is clean and easy to understand. If someone comes to a services page on your website and there's like 8 different ways to work with you and it's really hard to tell what the difference is because of the way they're laid out and it's just confusing, then people will not buy, because confused people do not pull out their credit card. So even if sometimes it does look a bit different to work with you than the actual package presented on your website, you still want to have a clear outline and structure so that you can present that to people interested in working with you so that there's no confusion and in a way that they can go, yes, that is the one that I need. The second mistake is not knowing how to have sales conversations. So chances are, unless you've had a sales job somewhere in your life, you don't actually know how to have a sales conversation. And learning how to do sales is not about manipulation at all. It's about understanding how to guide someone towards and into your product if it makes sense for them. There are certain natural nuances and things that happen when we have a sales conversation that you might be doing already, but until you can understand the anatomy of that sales conversation and the energetic exchange and emotional exchange of what is happening during sales, it will hold you back from getting clients. Of course, we all want the dream people who are ready to sign up, they saw what our offer looks like, or they saw us on social media and they're like, yes, take my money, do whatever, just let's make it happen. And those people will come to you, especially if your messaging is really strong and you're in alignment with what your offer is and you're passionate about what you do. But there are always going to be people who have different objections. Maybe they feel like it's not the right time, maybe they feel like they don't have the investment ready, maybe they need to talk to their partner, and those are conversations that you have to be able to emotionally navigate from a grounded and detached place, because them buying your product or not isn't really about you, right? It's about whether they need to work with you, whether they need this coaching and support, whether they need what you're offering as a practitioner or a freelancer. So definitely go find someone that is teaching about sales and sales calls and sales marketing for online service providers. You're going to see a big mix of people's approach and their vibe, so just find someone that resonates with you, or you can learn it in week 5 of my program, Solopreneur Bootcamp. The third mistake that I see online practitioners, freelancers, and coaches making all the time is not looking at the big picture when setting the prices for their offer. So choosing your prices isn't actually complicated, but when you think about the work that you're doing and what you're delivering and how it feels and what it should cost, and oh my God, will someone pay me that much because you're used to getting a paycheck that is X amount and it feels weird to charge a quarter of that to one person for this many hours. You're just doing all of this crazy emotional thinking linking to your pricing, and it doesn't really need to work like that. Pricing doesn't need to be complicated. There's easy systems and strategies for pricing out yourself. I teach this in week 3 of my 12-week online business bootcamp. But one thing that you really need to check in with is, what is my goal for monthly income? And then what does that look like based on the current prices and packages that I have and how many clients I need? Because if you're selling something for $100 a month, you need a lot of clients to be hitting a $5,000 month. And if you're selling something that's $3,000 a month, that's amazing, but do you have the sales conversation skills and the marketing and messaging in order to draw people into that program and close them on it regularly, so that again, you can be hitting 5K, 10K months? The takeaway here is to look at the big picture first of the kind of income that you want to make, and then break it down for how many hours you're willing to commit to this business, what you want to charge, what the market will bear, what market research has taught you, etc., and then come to your price there. Mistake number 4 is wasting time on social media inefficiently. So it's not just the hours that we spend mindlessly scrolling, it's the hours that we spend when we think we're doing something to benefit our business that actually isn't. Social media is a powerful tool. We have to remember that it's free. You have to remember that you've probably already got a client from social media, which is free, if you've already been doing some of this work. But in order to really leverage what is available to you there, you have to have a strategy. A strategy is not just throwing spaghetti at the wall and seeing what sticks, or spending a bunch of time comparing yourself to other people that are doing something similar to what you're doing, or posting inconsistently, and it definitely doesn't work if you're not selling. It works when you have a strategy, which means you are clear on how you show up on social media, why, what your message is, and who you're talking to. There's something that I teach in week 4 of my Solopreneur Bootcamp that I've actually never shared in free content before, and that is something that I call the theme plus purpose framework. So there are plenty of social media gurus and experts teaching you how to choose content themes or content pillars. Very valid, very needed. You want to be clear on what you post about. If you have 18 different content pillars, you're going to confuse your audience. So I teach choosing between 4 and 6, or like 1 and 8, really depending on what your work is, but 4 and 6 seems to land. But it's not just having these content pillars of what do I talk about, it's what purpose am I tying to each one of those posts in order to elevate it in a way that educates my audience, breaks through their objections of working with me, creates a connection factor, and ultimately makes sales. So when you are spending time in your business dedicated to social media, those hours that you want to use to move the needle forward, you have to have strategy, or you will be wasting time. Mistake number 5 that my coaches and my freelancers are making is not crafting the experience of working with you, not being intentional with what it looks and feels like. Because when someone starts working with you, even when they come into your field, not as a paying client, there is an experience going on. It has to do with your systems, with your messaging, with your conversations that you're having with people in real time, or just through personal message or DM message, and it all makes a difference. And I know that you are a kind, loving person, and you really love your work, and you really love what you do, and you really want to help, but we can take that to a exponential level of experience by getting intentional on what we want it to feel like for someone to work with us. And that just means putting ourselves in the shoes of the person coming into our business. What are they experiencing? What free things are we offering them? What conversation are we having? When are we getting on a call with them? What are we sending them? What is the energy behind the welcome email that we send them? How are we keeping them accountable? How are we keeping the project moving forward as we go? How are we staying organized? How are we keeping them organized? All of these questions, if you know, boom, 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 this is how it goes, this is how it looks, this is what I want them to feel, this is where I want to surprise them, this is where I'm going to under promise and over deliver, then people will have a wow experience. And that is when lots of those beautiful word of mouth referrals will come in. So as strong as we are in social media, no matter how good your strategy is for social media, 50% of your clients will still probably come from word of mouth in most of these industries, which is super cool. And the way that we can increase that from maybe 10 or 30% to 50% or higher, which requires way less marketing on your part, way less time stressing about social media, when referrals can come in instead. A word of mouth referral is usually someone who is pretty excited to buy because it wasn't you marketing yourself, it was someone selling you for you. So that makes those clients really, really easy to close on. And the better experience we can give our current clients, the more opportunity we have for bringing in those people. As a freelancer, a coach, a practitioner, a healer, I know that you know what your service is, what your offer is, how you're helping people. You're good at it, you're excited about it, but there is so much foundational business stuff that has to be understood so that you can pair these business foundations with your beautiful service and get it out into the world and help the people that you need to help. So if you are stuck on, you're not sure who your target audience is, you're not sure if you're pricing yourself correctly, your offer suite now feels like a mess after hearing me talk about it, you haven't really learned about sales conversations, you haven't actually thought about your experience even though you think it's good, I totally understand. I speak with people like you all the time. It's not a problem because I know that you are a hardworking person. I know you're dedicated to making this work. And this is why I've mentioned my 12-week Solopreneur Bootcamp a couple times. This is a program that I've taken many, many people through who have been able to really solidify, legitimize their business, create something as a freelancer or coach that is sustainable and scalable. And for Black Friday on November 26th, I'm going to be having this program at 50% off because this is the last time that I'm ever selling it. So as much as I love talking about business and marketing, I hope you can feel that. I hope you can see that. I really know a lot about it. This program is going to be retired because I am moving into actually a totally different industry, which I will tell you about in another video, but I just want to be able to support a whole lot of people through this work before I head out. So on November 26th, you'll be able to access that program for 50% off. That means all of the video trainings are immediately yours, and I will be available to support you as you work through that program. It's 12 weeks. After that, we'll be wrapped up. You will be rocket shipped into the next level quantum leap of your business, and it will be amazing. There's going to be a link below so you can check out Solopreneur Bootcamp, see if it feels like it's something that you actually need for your business. I'm not trying to give anyone information that they don't actually need. And then the discount code will not be applied until Black Friday. So you'll have to leave a comment below if you want access to that, or DM me over on Instagram, and I'll make sure that you are notified when that is available. And to summarize and wrap up these 5 mistakes, I would say that the overarching themes are getting clear and sharpening your skills. Make sure that your offer suite and your packages are clear, sharpen your skills on how to have a sales conversation, create an actual strategy for your social media that you can repeat over and over and over. Look at the big picture and your long-term goals when it comes to pricing yourself, and make sure you are being intentional with crafting your experience. This is just the tip of the iceberg of everything that we go into in Solopreneur Bootcamp, so I'd love to see you there. If not, comment below what was helpful for you in this video, and I'd love to get to know you either way. I'll chat to you soon. Bye. Mwah. I got a little ranty there. Okay. I always forget how much I like doing this until I sit down, and then I remember, oh yeah, this is fun.